Hello, everybody. Welcome to Anfield, where Liverpool have just beaten Burnley 3-1 to go top of the Premier League table. I'm your host, Theo Squires, and it's the post-match verdict. A little later than advertised, with a few technical difficulties. But yeah, we're here and we're live on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you want to send in your comments, if you've got any questions, send them in. I will get them on screen. Bear with me, I am without a producer today. I'm flying solo, so hopefully it will all go well. But yeah, we'll start from the beginning. Liverpool have beaten Burnley 3-1 to retake top spot in the Premier League table from Manchester City. City had won 2-0 at home to Everton at lunchtime, so they had overtaken Liverpool. But then the Reds, they came back and they did what they had to do. It was by far, it wasn't a vintage performance, but they were in control for the majority in goals from Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, and Darwin Núñez. That's got the victory today. The first one, it's a corner from Trent Alexander-Arnold. James Trafford, the Burnley goalkeeper, he misses it. Jota rises highest and he gets a simple header into an unguarded net. And it's relief there for Liverpool. They've taken the lead. You think they're going to start being in control. But then on the stroke of half-time, Burnley equalise through a corner of their own. It's a good set piece from Josh Brownhill, picks out Dara O'Shea. He's quite far out, but he leaps high, gets his header into the top corner. A few question marks about Kelleher, who started in goal today because Alisson was suffering from flu. Personally, I think that's a little bit harsh. Not much he could do there. It is right in the top corner, but it means Liverpool have to go in at the break level. Now, there is a potential injury scare for Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold went off at half-time. We know he'd had a knee injury recently, hadn't he? And he's been out for a few weeks. He made his comeback or his first start last week against Arsenal. We'll wait to see from Jurgen Klopp's press conference if there's anything serious there. Of course, he could also maybe be one of the players suffering from flu. No Joe Gomez or Alisson Becker today because of the flu outbreak in the Liverpool squad. But whatever the reason, Trent was taken off at half-time. In his place came Harvey Elliott, and he had the perfect impact. Curtis Jones moved to right back, so Harvey Elliott could be in midfield, and within 7 minutes, he set up Luis Diaz to give Liverpool the lead. It's a little bit of a deflected cross in front of the Kop, but Diaz is there flying in, diving header, and he leaves James Trafford with no chance at the near post. Liverpool huffed and puffed. They kept going. Maybe should have had another couple of chances, another couple of goals. There was one, I think, from Darwin Núñez. Andy Robertson crosses it in, and he's ruled offside. It was a tight call, let's be honest. It was very, very tight. Another day, if he puts the back of the net, VAR could have a look at that and say it's goal given. But yeah, it's another one of those instances where Núñez has shown such pace to get on the end of a chance, but the keeper's just pulled off a great reflex save. But he did get his goal later on in the game. Another assist for Harvey Elliott. He loops up to the far post and Núñez rises header highest to head home at the far post. Cue wild celebrations as he does a knee slide right into the corner in front of the Kop. He could have had another one himself, to be fair, late on, picked out with a brilliant lofted pass. He's one-on-one, but then shoots straight at Trafford, which is something we've seen from him a few too many times, haven't we? With Liverpool 3-1 up, Klopp could make a few changes late on. We saw James McConnell come off the bench, Bobby Clark come off the bench, and Kostas Tsimikas as well. His first appearance is just before Christmas after overcoming his broken collarbone. But yeah, it's a very positive performance for Liverpool in difficult circumstances where the number of key players missing. As I said, there was no Joe Gomez, no Alisson Becker. We know Szoboszlai's injured and a doubt for the League Cup final. Thiago's injured again. Salah's still not back. You've still got Matip out for the season. Besiktas, you can go on and on and on. But Liverpool, they did what they had to do. They got the win, and there's not much more you can ask. Jurgen Klopp, you wouldn't expect him to do his trademark fist bump celebration, but he did tonight, and he didn't do it just the once. First, he did it in front of the Kop, then he did it in front of the Anfield Road end, and then he turned and did it to the main stand before telling everyone to calm down a little bit. Maybe that's a tongue-in-cheek bit of action from the Reds manager after Mikel Arteta's over celebrations last week and all the response to that. But then it was the first time that this stadium has had, well, it wasn't over 60,000 today, but there was a few more seats in the Anfield Road end. So I think we were just under 60,000. I think it was 59,800 and something. If you let me check my Twitter quickly, I'll be able to get you the exact number. But yeah, it was a record crowd in this stadium for many a year, having been a record when Anfield Road end opened just after Christmas, just before Christmas, one or the other. Let me just check. 2 seconds. Here we go. It was at 50,896 fans inside that end tonight. Yeah, so hopefully they've been happy with the show they've got today. Klopp's celebrating in front of them. Of course, like I said at the start of the programme, we are live. We're live on Facebook and we're on YouTube. So get your comments in, get your questions in. What did you make of that performance? Who was your man of the match? For me, I thought Diogo Jota, he was brilliant as always. Gets another goal and he's just a man in form at the moment. But Andy Robertson, he was really good as well for a player who's not really played much football for 4 months. His first start for 4 months since Liverpool played away at Brighton back in October. I've had a comment here from Shane. Hi there from Ireland. Hi Shane, thanks for tuning in. We'll look now at Ian Doyle's player ratings. Obviously, there's going to be a few more positive scores than there were at half-time. I think at half-time it was just 6s and 7s. But who's his standout man? He gives Kevin Kelleher an 8. That's an impressive show from the Irishman. He made a couple of really good saves, actually, to be fair to him, Kelleher. Fofana probably should have scored 1 or 2, but Kelleher was off his line quickly to make a couple of really good saves. Liverpool should have had a penalty themselves, I think, actually, as well. And Jurgen Klopp got booked for his complaints about it. Diogo Jota's hauled to the ground in the first half. Klopp basically replicates the gesture himself in front of the referee, and then he's just not impressed. The referee comes over and books him for his efforts. Back to the player ratings. Who else has Doyley given high scores to? He's given Luis Diaz an 8. Forced a good save from Trafford and stooped well to head in the second. And then the star man is Harvey Elliott. Made an instant impact with his energy and care and possession, and putting in inviting crosses for the second and third goals. Helped change the game. You can't argue with that. Yeah, it's a strange one for Harvey Elliott there, isn't it? Because we've seen him start games and he's floated in and out. When he comes off the bench, he always seems to make an impact. Always quick to point out that he is still 20 years old. He's younger than Jarell Quansah. Like all these young players, like Connor Bradley, he is in their age group. And you just don't think that because he's been in this first team for, what, 3-4 years now? It takes time, as we're seeing with Curtis Jones, but it was a really impressive performance from him off the bench, and Liverpool need it. Like we mentioned, Thiago's injured, Szoboszlai is injured. They need these players to step up and be counted, and he's done that today. Looking at the Liverpool team, obviously let's give a few shout-outs to Jarell Quansah. He came in at centre-back in place of the suspended Ibrahim Konate. He put in some really good tackles against Fofana as well, and he just puts in another lively show in. And in midfield, we had Endo back from Asian Cup duty. He was the number 6, with McAllister playing as the number 8. He does what he always does, Endo. He's just so energetic. He basically covers every blade of grass. He's so hungry to get the ball back when possession, plays the smart passes. He could have maybe had a chance himself when he played a smart 1-2 with substitute Gakpo. Got into the penalty area in front of the Kop. It didn't quite happen for him. McAllister, he seemed to enjoy it playing further forward. Obviously, he was signed as a number 8, and we've seen him predominantly as a number 6. But with these injuries in midfield and Endo back now, maybe we'll see him in his preferred position. But yeah, it's a really positive showing for Liverpool on a difficult day. Like Burnley didn't make it easy for him. It wasn't a thrashing by any chance. The 3-1 score doesn't quite flatter them, but yeah, they had to work hard for it. If we look at the Premier League table now, Liverpool, they've played a game more than Manchester City, but they are 2 points clear with a goal difference of plus 32 compared to City's plus 31. Arsenal could also go on 52 points. They've got a game in hand now as well. Theirs is tomorrow. They're away at West Ham. Tottenham, they got a last-minute win over Brighton this afternoon, I believe. So they're staying in the top 4. They're on 47 points. And Aston Villa, they play Manchester United. That's 5th versus 6th. Aston Villa can move back into the top 4 if they finish that, if they win that. So it's very tight at the top of the table. If we look at the evening kickoff, Newcastle United, who are currently 7th, they're winning 1-0 away at Nottingham Forest. But you'd like to think Liverpool shouldn't have to worry too much about those teams in the race for Europa League, Europa Conference League, because they are top of the table, fighting with Manchester City, fighting with Arsenal. And it was the perfect response to them after that defeat to Arsenal last week. It was a slow start. It wasn't vintage Liverpool, as we've said, but they got the job done. They ground out. They got the win. And then next up for them, it is Brentford away in next weekend's Saturday lunchtime. Obviously, they haven't won at Brentford Stadium before. It's been a bogey team for them. We saw Brentford give Man City a difficult game on Monday before City came out on top. Liverpool, if they can get maximum points in that, will extend their lead at the top of the table. They'll extend it even if they draw, let's be honest, the lunchtime kickoff. But no, Liverpool do need to go and put in a statement performance at Brentford, and hopefully, all being well, we'll see a few returns from injury, whether that's a Trent Alexander-Arnold or if it's Mohamed Salah, like he has been training in the gym, hasn't he, this week? And Jurgen Klopp did say at his latest pre-match press conference that he hoped to see Salah back in training this week. Yeah, there's not much more to say, really. In fact, not emphatic. A convincing win for Liverpool in the end. The forwards deliver once more. They've got a couple of players back from injury, a couple of players back from internationals, and next week they'll have a few more back, with Konate back from suspension as well. And it's all just ticking along nicely as Liverpool continue to compete on all fronts. Just keep on getting the wins, and we're all looking ahead, isn't it? One eye on that clash with Manchester City in March. If Liverpool win every game in the Premier League between now and the end of the season, they will win the Premier League. Obviously, it's not going to be that simple, and it's always so much more difficult when you're against Manchester City. We know how they can go on a run, and they were finding it difficult until the 70th minute against Everton when Erling Haaland stepped up and got 2 goals. But Liverpool have got the job done today. They are top of the Premier League table this weekend. Hopefully it'll be more of the same against Brentford next Saturday. Now stay with us on the Liverpool Echo website and on our YouTube channel and the Facebook page. We'll have Ian Doyle's analysis on the website in the morning. His player ratings are already up, already given you a couple of them. We'll have Paul Gorst's verdict going up shortly. We've also got all the reaction from Jurgen Klopp, where we'll surely get an injury update on Trent Alexander-Arnold. Hopefully nothing serious. At the very least, if it is something that will keep him out for a couple of games, we might see Conor Bradley back from compassionate leave next week. And then obviously on Monday we will have the Blood Red podcast, looking back over this win over Burnley, and then starting to look at all these players who are out from it, who are coming back from injury. Tomorrow I will be with you on the website, giving you the moments missed, the talking point from the game, and I'm also hoping to get down to the academy where Liverpool under-21s I think are in action against Stoke City. Don't quote me on that, but I think they're in action against Stoke City. We saw a few academy lads on the bench today, but there was no like Cade Gordon or Trey Anonyi. I still can't say that name. I apologise. I don't have Doria here to correct me today, but maybe we'll see them in action for Barry Lutis' side tomorrow. I think Liverpool under 18s had a very nice win today at home to Blackburn. I think they won 5-1. So maybe it can be a men's clean sweep if the young Reds can. Yeah, they won 5-1 at home to Blackburn. Figueroa, Ahmed, Cone, Doherty, and Brayson Morrison clinching that. So maybe we can get a clean sweep this weekend. Let's see how Liverpool women doing. Who are they against this weekend? I apologise, Beth Lindop. You should be pestering me to know this by now. They are in FA Women's Cup action tomorrow away at London City. So maybe it could be the perfect weekend for Liverpool Football Club. Wait and see. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. And until next time, catch you later.